I was born into hip-hop, is the way I would look at it, but one of the early remembrances that I have is I was about 11 or 12 years old, and I knew the neighborhood DJ, and so I'd sneak in on their practices, and he'd be cutting it up. There'd be break dancers. At times I had a guy on the drums, and what I thought was really cool is then they would all switch. So you would have the DJ would then be breakdancing, the drummer would get on the turntables, and the guy breakdancing would be, on the drums or whatever else they might have had. And it was just cool, This is the 80s we're talking about, and man, I was just enthralled with the whole culture, and graffiti caught my eye, everything about hip-hop. I was just born into it, I think. Well, I started DJing, shortly after kind of watching these guys do it. And DJing kind of led into producing. And I connected in the mid-90s with a bunch of people off the internet. Internet was just kind of, coming up. It was brand new. And I met a couple other people off the internet. We wanted to do a song for a compilation. And then shortly after we kind of made this song with a bunch of people from different cities, me and a couple of the guys, they were from Cleveland at the time, decided, hey, we might as well start a record label. So this is like 1996. It kind of was a bigger deal than it might be now. Labels are starting all the time now with MySpace and things like this. But in 96, we just wanted to start putting out music, We wanted to be able to make CDs. We wanted to make records. And so the idea, once we started it, and so this is like 96, 97. I'm in college at UB. It's kind of got like a Def Jam feel to me, the way Rick Rubin and Russell Simmons started it out of Rick Rubin's NYU dorm. So I'm in my dorm, and we're making music, and we just wanted to make a label that spoke to the artist. So we had artists involved in the label operations as well. We didn't have any artists that pretty much just stood by and let you do whatever. Every artist, and to this day, is involved in the way they're marketed, in the way their songs sound. There's very high level of artist creative control with this label. The first thing I had to do, and I tell I work with a lot of young people now, so the first thing you want to do is go downtown and file a DBA form, a doing business as form, just so that it's officially on record that you're operating as a business. That's real basic. Past that, it's really about connections. This industry is really about who you know. It's about what you know. It's great if you have a degree for sound or a degree in marketing, etc. But if you can just hustle and you can really get out, and especially get out of Buffalo and get into some of the larger markets and meet the people that are making moves, that's really the foundation of any record label, is the connections they have within their industry. Whether we're talking independent or mainstream or whatever it might be, having a network of various people that do various things, that's the foundation of any label. Obviously, then you want to get into finding good artists, finding good talent, developing a marketing plan. That's crucial. 90% of business nowadays is marketing. With the advent of so much technology now, it's really about developing your audience. Right now we're really focused on Idris, Billy Idris Williams. He's been in the city for quite a while. Most people know him, and that's the flagship artist right now. We've recently rebranded. I've been in operations for about 12 years now, and him and I have known each other for about 9 or 10 of those years. I've known him for a long time. We were doing stuff years ago, just on various compilations I did. He's done a whole lot with his crew, Raw and Tell, over the years. They've won a couple of Buffalo Music Awards. They've gotten a lot of notoriety. And about a year and a half ago, I was kind of at this position where I wasn't sure what I was going to do. He was kind of in the same. We were in real similar predicaments, and we just said, man, it must be time. Timing and opportunity is everything. And so we decided to work, completely together. We decided to rebrand the label to give it more of a mainstream kind of push. One of his goals, he wants to win a Grammy. So that right there is why I'm focusing on him. But we work with a lot of different acts on different levels throughout the city. Some of the acts that we had a while back at the Art of Hip Hop 3 at the Albright, a huge event for us. We had AL Third, who I've worked with for almost a decade now. A group called Fresh Squawk, same thing, you know. So we focus on Idris specifically, but I've worked with countless artists in the city that you know, we do a lot of different things with, whether we do some marketing for them, whether we're just kind of, you know, promoting shows for them, where we're doing some radio promotion for them. I mean, there's a lot of artists in Buffalo, really, and a lot of them are good.
No joke, when teens let the pipe smoke, leave their kids home starving just to get that dope. When it's gone, you know the song.
The scene here is good. I've had the chance through a lot of the showcases and shows I've done, through a lot of the different acts I've worked with and produced, and through the studio, a lot of the other people that just come through to record their mixtapes and stuff. I've had a chance to see all sides of the city, all sides of the different talent, you know what I mean? From this end of the genre to that end, and everything in between. And the one thing that I always say is that whoever it is, no matter what, pretty much 9 times out of 10, they are better than their counterpart outside of Buffalo. The scene here, the talent here is really thick. It's a really densely talented city, and I got a ton of theories on it. But ultimately, what I'm saying is if I have a guy who comes in the studio and he's kind of got that Jay-Z style, he's as good as Jay-Z with it. He really is, you know. And I got guys that'll come in and they've kind of got like this Beastie Boys vibe, but they're better than the Beastie Boys with it. And whoever you might want to draw a comparison to with this guy or the next guy or the next guy, they're almost outdoing them. I really feel that way. I feel like, you know, regardless of what end of the genre you operate in, you're operating very efficiently in terms of the music. I think where things fall off, though, with 90% of the hip-hop here in Buffalo, is that they focus too much on just the music. I work with a lot of interns here, both from college and high school. And, of course, everyone that comes through is also an MC or a producer, a DJ or a singer. You know, I mean, most people that want to get involved in the label also have some musical talent. And the first thing I tell them is this studio and the music and creating the music is about 10% of what we do. Marketing and promotion is 90% of what a real record label does. So you got a lot of labels and a lot of artists in Buffalo. They make really good music. They got a good sound. They have a well-decorated MySpace page or whatever it might be. And it almost ends there, with the exception of maybe doing a showcase or an event here or there. But I don't see guys promoting the radio. I don't see guys, you know, going after some publicity, getting write-ups in major magazines or even not so major magazines. I don't see guys producing high-level videos. I don't see acts going on tour. So I think that's where it falls off. And part of what I do here, and why I work with so many acts, is, you know, I'm pretty much a la carte record label. Guys come to me, even if they have another label, and they need some help. And they're like, yo, we're trying to go on tour. And I help to get them on tour, you know. I really feel that, I mean, I'm highly ambitious. I'm trying to succeed. This is partly why Idris and I get along at this point. He's got a real winning mentality. And he's even brought my winning mentality up. He's a real ambitious person. But I think that the best way to make sure that we can be successful is to bring the entire scene here up. I've had a goal for the last couple of years now to put Buffalo, not just DTR 45, not just DeepThinka Records, not just Idris, but Buffalo hip-hop on the national map. This would ultimately bring resources in to the city in terms of jobs, record contracts. It'd allow artists to sign deals with Sony or BMG or whoever and not have to move to New York or Atlanta. They can operate right here with their support system. You know, and so bringing the scene up is really one of my primary goals, you know, getting Buffalo known for its hip-hop scene. Because like I said, everyone here is highly talented. You know, they're not always making the right moves, but musically speaking, they're on point. They really, you know, have whatever their specific style is, they have it down. So if we can get A&Rs and get companies looking at Buffalo, I think we can all be successful. And, you know, if I can start that, you know, I'm ahead of the curve. The Art of Hip Hop is a great event. It's actually Idris's baby. He started a few years back. At the time, the Albright Knox was looking at different ways to bring more people into their Free Friday events. So he did it. It went very well. I actually missed the first one. And then last year, in talking to him, like, why don't we, let's do it again? And he's like, yeah, I got you. It's coming. So he set that up. We were part of that. And then this year came along, and we're working together much more closely now than we were. And he's like, I'm going to do it again, and we're going to make it bigger and better than ever. But what it is it's an all ages, open to the public, free event that goes down at the Albright Knox once a year. We're in our third year, and it features workshops on breakdancing, on graffiti art, on DJing. This year we had a video premiere for Idris's video, and then we have basically a party at the end with some live performances from some of the best people in the city. And a lot of kids come out. I mean, this year we had thousands of people there. Most of them are, under the age of 18, which is great because there's not a lot of positive things to do in the city. There's not a lot of exposure for this sort of positive music in the city. And we feel like it's growing. We're already working on setting up the next one. What we did this year that was unique was we took the Friday night, the Art of Hip Hop event at the Albright, and turned it into a weekend, the first annual weekend festival for the Art of Hip Hop Buffalo Hip Hop Festival. So in effect, we took this one event and spread it out with 7 events over one weekend. Many of them all ages, a lot of them free. And the idea with this was not only to kind of put on a lot more talent, because we only have a certain amount of time at the Albright, but also make some noise outside of the city for kind of what I said in terms of bringing exposure and notoriety to Buffalo's hip-hop scene. And it worked. I mean, we blasted out a press release about it, and 2 hours later, I had about 10 or 15 phone calls from booking agents outside of the city asking how they can book their artists into this festival. And, I mean, it was already booked, so I had to tell them next year. But, mission accomplished. Well, we're getting ready to go on tour again. We do a lot of touring. This time we're doing Canada, the Northeast, the Midwest. We had done Warped Tour previously. We've got a new video coming out from Idris. We premiered it a while back at the Art of Hip Hop 3. It's called Get Free. You can go onto YouTube, check it out. It's going to be an amazing video for all outlets, but it's completely illustrated, animated video. It's groundbreaking as far as the technology of that kind of thing goes. And then, we're going to expand a little bit. We're going to bring in a lot more of the local scene and really push a lot of digital, a lot of new media, a lot of, we're going to ride the wave of technology for a little bit. We still press records, so, on the other side of it, we're going to have some more vinyl coming out, which people think of vinyl as the past. I think of vinyl as the future. It'll be back real soon. CDs are kind of, people aren't buying CDs anymore. And we'll have an album from Idris coming called Good Morning Amy. That's done. It's kind of in the final stages. We're just going to create a little bit of hype before we put it out. And, my main goal right now is to continue to work within the community. I like to work with young people. I like to work with activists. Anything that can kind of make Buffalo a better place to live, which is, I live here. I'm not going anywhere. I don't have this goal to move to New York or move to LA. I could have already done that. I'm here, so I'm trying to make the best of where I live.